Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3. I hope you can see me okay in the red light. It's around 6 a.m. It's still very, very dark out. It's also very, very cold. Got my hot coffee, and I've got some cold cereal working. One of my cereal pouches. I think in that one I've got bran flakes, I've got shredded wheat, and I think corn flakes in that cereal package. Again, with the carnation powdered milk. You just add a little bit of water to it, shake it all about, and you've got cereal, which is pretty good. Okay, so last night, slept fine. I was quite warm. I was okay. I think it was down to about the freezing point. My water is liquid. So it wasn't much below freezing by any means. I did put my water filter in my sleeping bag though, just to be on the safe side. But the coldest night so far, the coldest morning so far, I'm wearing every single piece of clothing I have, except my gloves right now. That's because I'm having my coffee, my breakfast. We're at Gooch Gap. Not the Gooch Gap shelter, but the Gooch Gap tenting area at the parking lot. 14.3 miles, I think it is, from here to Neal's Gap. So I'm probably aiming for that today, but I believe at around a little over 10 miles there is a shelter and tenting area there too. So it just depends on how the day progresses. We have Blood Mountain today, which I think is probably, from what I understand, the biggest climb we've had so far. We're going to encounter that today just before we arrive at Neal's Gap. So And there is a shelter at Blood Mountain too. So hey, welcome to day 3 here on the Appalachian Trail. Jasper's attempt at the through hike of the Appalachian Trail 2022. Day 3, February the 26th. Hey, let's enjoy our breakfast and see what the day brings. We'll talk to you when we get on trail. Beautiful sunrise just through the trees. Just on the horizon line. Absolutely beautiful this morning. Cold, crisp, beautiful. Climbing, elevation gain, working hard. Beautiful views. Wow, mountain peaks. Oh yeah, what a gorgeous morning. The trail ahead, with many, many miles to go. Right here, probably so far, the most challenging part of the trail up to this point. Rocky, steep, and yet it's dry. No rain today. The mud is drying nicely. So this is probably, as I say, the most challenging part that I've experienced in my first 2.2 days. I know this is nothing compared to what we will encounter. But having said that, the first 2.5 days or so, yes, they've been a challenge, of course, but most definitely doable. No doubt about that. Okay, sun's coming up. Wow, promises to be a beautiful day on the Appalachian Trail. Chattahoochee National Forest, Woody Gap recreation area. Parking area at the gap. Major highway, paved, Union County. Wow. Hikers, through hikers, and trail runners, day hikers. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Just take a look at that view. The first major view of the hike since we left Amacola Park. How beautiful is that? Hey, day number 3 progresses well. What an absolutely stunning view behind me. Amazing. A lot of hikers on the trail today. Day hikers, through hikers, trail runners. Wow. Awesome. Well, right now it's about 5 miles between or from here to Neal's Gap, and somewhere around maybe 1:30, maybe 1 o'clock, something like that. So 5 miles isn't that bad. However, between me and Neal's Gap is Blood Mountain. Blood Mountain is the hardest, tallest, most challenging mountain on trail in Georgia, and it's gonna kick my butt. That's what I'm told. So I have one shot at getting water, which is at Slaughter Creek, just down here ways, because there is a shelter on the top of Blood Mountain. So if I feel like staying when I get to the top of Blood Mountain, I need to water up for camp water at Slaughter Creek. Whereas if I'm pushing to Neal's Gap, I only need to fill my 600 ml electrolyte bottle, which is just about empty. Decisions. On trail decisions 101, but you know what? I'm going to go with the 600 ml bottle. I'm going to go for Neal's Gap, and I'll tell you why. It's a hard climb up. It's a very steep, challenging descent for about 2 miles down the other side. They say it's treacherous if it's wet. Tonight, tomorrow, forecast rain. I'm thinking I'd rather get that section of the trail done today, whilst it's dry. Yeah, so that's my thought pattern for day 3. Anyhow, we're heading for Neal's Gap. The trail ahead of me, in the distance, a through hiker heading north all the way to Katahdin with his dog companion by his side, and she carries her own pack with her food in it. I was chatting with them. Neal Gap, well, Neal Gap is at the other side of that mountain. Blood Mountain. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. But you know what? We're going to grab a little bit of drinking water at the Slaughter Creek, just down the trail a little ways, and we are going to push for the summit of Blood Mountain. Oh yeah. The views, I'm told, are spectacular. It's clear. Might be some nice images to capture. And then the descent. And we're going to do the descent on a dry day rather than tomorrow on a wet day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The top of Blood Mountain. Just take a look. Absolutely amazing. What a stunning view. Especially with that grey backdrop and the character in the sky. Absolutely amazing. Whew. Through here are the through hikers, some arriving, some leaving. The stone shelter. Awesome.
You made it. No sweat. Yes, sir. Bless your heart.
Let's go take a look inside the Blood Mountain Shelter. Oh, hi guys.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. Oh, look outside. Okay. You guys having fun?
Yeah, man.
Right on. Right ahead of us, the highway, trucks going down the highway. Neil's Gap. Outfitters resupply electricity for charging battery banks. There used to be a hostel, but there is no more. Hopefully a camp spot for the night. If not, maybe half a mile or so down the trail there's another camping area. So we'll see about that. Again, I'd like to camp for the night here so I could charge all my batteries up real well. We'll see. We're going to see how it all works out. But they also have pizza, I'm told. Frozen pizza. I guess you microwave it. But it sounds really, really good to me. You have to cross this highway, let all the cars go by. Oh, sorry, thank you. Sorry. Going across the highway, almost getting myself run over. I shouldn't. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, don't want to get run over. It's busy, a lot of cars here. Wow, a lot of cars. People lining up. Don't know what that's all about, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. Lots of people out and about. Okay.
Tomorrow's hike is easy, like, 5 miles.
Why don't we take a little look around? Going through the famous archway. The trail goes right through this particular archway. Amazing. Oh, Ultra Lone Peaks. Yeah.
How are your shoes treating you?
Well, I'm using the 5.0s and they're amazing.
Good.
I love my shoes, my Ultra Lone Peaks for sure. Also the Superiors, I love those too. Well, I just had the most amazing conversation with the young lady representing Ultra Footwear. Lone Peaks, of course. Okay, let's just keep taking a little look further around. Amazing. Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good, thank you.
So you got some hiking poles there.
Yes, I do.
Right here I have a magnet that goes on your pole, and then a magnet on your pack. You put it on like that, just quickly connect it. So if you ever need to use your phone, or maybe you're taking a video, you don't want your poles.
That's a good point. I actually I'm 65, and at my age, these are in my hands 99% of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Younger folks are gonna love those.
Are you through hiking?
Yes.
You might, once you get to Maine and start doing those rock scrambles and stuff, you have no choice but to just, like, you know,
That's a
chuck
good
them down
point.
or, yeah.
How much do those things cost?
So right now I don't have them for sale because
Oh.
I don't have the numbers.
Okay.
But about 25 to 30 is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
But if you're through hiking, you're interested, you give me your contact information, I can give you a pair for free.
I'd like to get some.
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Well, after a little bit of kind of deliberation at Neil's Gap, I decided I wasn't going to camp there. The area that they had available was very rocky. It just wasn't very good. I looked at the good hooks are far out up, and I knew that 1.1 mile down the trail was much better camping. Like here, this is much better. Nice, kind of reasonably flat. I'm going to set up right here in a grassy area. So I grabbed my water, 2 liters of water there, because they have a spigot of clean water. I got water there, and about $30 worth of resupply items, just bars, snacks, some fruit, apple, orange, banana, that's good, Spam singles, Snicker bars, things like that, cheesy crackers, basic staples. I have my meals. I have still a certain amount of food that's good. So I'm good for now. I'm well stocked. My next port of call is going to be Hiawassee. There I am going to have to get a motel room or a hostel, because All I did for electricity at Neil's Gap was put half power into my phone battery and half power into one GoPro battery. That's all I got done. But I think I'm okay because I have quite a bit of power in my battery pack. So tonight I have to charge everything up out of my battery pack. So then my phone will last me a couple of days. I haven't had a signal for the last 2 days on my phone. I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with my plan that I got. I hope it's just the fact that there's just no signal here. Anyhow, I'm going to set up camp. Starting to rain tomorrow, by the way. Yeah, tomorrow at Neil's Gap there was a lot of people going to cabins, a lot of hikers going to some cabins down the road. Now apparently they don't rent to a single hiker. It's cabins have got like 4 beds or something in there, and I don't know what they charge, but it would have been too much money just for me in one cabin with all those beds. I did ask another hiker if he was interested in splitting a cabin with me, and he was not, and that's fine. I was just trying to keep my costs down. But other people were going down there, and I didn't clue in. One person asked me what I was doing, and I said, oh, I'm probably going to camp right here at Neil's Gap. They said, okay. Well, that person was going to the cabins. I think that was my opportunity. I think they were asking me if I wanted to go too, but you know, being an old fart like I am, I didn't clue in. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Here I am. Beautiful location. Forest. Tomorrow weather. Rain, rain, rain. Cold tomorrow. Cold tomorrow. People were talking about that at Neil's Gap, and that's why they were going to get the cabin for 2 nights, I guess, taking a 0 tomorrow. Oh well. I'm not sure. I think 10 miles up the trail is the next shelter. So you know what? And that has a shelter and tenting too. If it's just absolutely horrendously bad, I would just 0 right here, maybe just stay right here. But I'm thinking I can get myself 10 miles anyhow closer to Hiawassee tomorrow. And if it's so bad, I could stop at that next shelter up the trail a ways. We have a plan of sorts. I'm going to get my shelter set up because it's raining, well, threatening rain right now, raining on and off, raining on and off. Tonight the rain comes, temperature drops. Tomorrow's high is apparently 30, I think 36 or 38 degrees Fahrenheit, with a low tonight, I think, or tomorrow night of in the 20s. Could be snow, hell, I don't know. Would be snow at home. Let's get the tent set up.
Welcome to day 4, and you know what? It rained all night from around midnight. It's still raining now. It's forecast to rain all day. Better weather, I think, tomorrow. I hope tomorrow. Right now, I'm hoping for a reprieve in the rain. It's around 8:30 in the morning. I've had breakfast, I've had coffee, slept in, obviously. Normally I would have been on trail by 7, but the rain has been hard, and it's difficult to pack up in the rain. If I could get a little reprieve in the rain, from the rain, so I could pack my gear up, then I don't mind getting on trail. About 10.4 miles from here, there's a shelter, Low Gap Shelter, and tenting area, and that would be fine. If I could make that today and get another 10.4 miles done, I would be happy to do that. But right now, day 4 begins with hurry up and wait. Just waiting for a reprieve in the rain. Hopefully that comes. I don't really cherish the thought of taking a 0 right here. But you know what? That may actually be the case, because it is forecast to be steady, constant rain all day. You know, we're just going to see what happens. We'll talk to you soon.
So day 4 continues. I managed to leave camp. I was just kind of laying there in my bunk, and all of a sudden, the rain stopped. All that was falling was what was in the trees, the droplets from all the branches. So I packed up my gear, packed up my camp, and started out down the trail. Muddy, wet, thick fog.
Difficult to navigate insofar as if you're using gut hooks or far out, only because I can't get a GPS signal with all this fog is so thick. But you know what? We are moving. We're heading north, and that is really what this hike is all about, is just keep heading north. And eventually, one day, you get there. All you have to do is keep heading north. Anyhow, day 4, yeah. So my plan today was to reach Low Gap Shelter, which would have been about a 10.4 mile day, so a shorter day than I've had up to now. Yesterday was my longest at 15.5 miles, and the most challenging, by the way. The descent of Blood Mountain was probably the most challenging part of the trail to date. But with starting late at 11 o'clock, with the wet, slippy, and very muddy conditions, slick rocks with leaves on them, the going isn't that fast. So whether I'll reach Low Gap now in a shorter day, hard to say. Got quite a bit of climbs, but just like right now, we have descents too. So far so good. Let's just take a little look at the trail. See the fog, the trail ahead, wet, muddy, grey. Now, as far as the weather goes, there was one other through hiker with his dog, and that was Reuben, by the way, a trail name Warrior. Yes, Reuben liked the sandwich, that's what he said. But he had a signal with AT&T. He could communicate. I could not with Verizon. Everybody told me Verizon for the trail. But he had a signal and he could communicate. I could not. He had AT&T. Anyhow, he did get a weather report. And his weather report was clearing around noon. Well, as I say, the rain stopped at 11. And then the next several days are supposed to be cool, but nice and sunny and drying and bright and just, in all truthfulness, great. That will be awesome, because right now, after the torrential rains we had last night, no matter what you did, it was hard to keep everything dry. So I do have gear that's damp, and of course a wet shelter. The plan for the next couple of days, well, Hiawassee, I think that's around, you know what, I'm going to say 35 miles. I think if I reach from Low Gap, I think from Low Gap Shelter it's around 25 miles. So if I reach there today, tomorrow I'll have 25 miles to Hiawassee. Anyhow, I believe in Hiawassee there is resupply options. There's a hostel that I'm very much hoping to get a bunk at. I won't be taking a zero there, I don't believe, unless for some reason I feel I need to. But I'll be definitely needing to charge my battery banks. I didn't get much battery power charged at Neil's Gap. Neil's Gap, when I was there on the Saturday, they had a band playing, very much kind of a party atmosphere, which is fine. The store was packed with people partying and having fun because the band was inside the store. So it was a little difficult to get everything you needed, and it was threatening rain again, which had been doing that all day, but it was starting to begin, if you will. So I only got a little bit of power charged into my phone and half power into one GoPro battery. So I am being a little thrifty with my electricity, but you know what? I think I'm okay. I think I've still got a reasonable amount of power in my battery brick. So tonight I really do have to give a full charge to my phone, and I have to give a full charge to my headlight, my night light. Okay, little update. Day 4, you know what? Pretty much everything the Appalachian Trail is supposed to be. We're experiencing that in the first 4 days. Mud, challenging, rain, slippy, rocky, rooty. Yeah, it's all there. It's no lie. And the words of many great hikers that have come down here before me, it's certainly no joke. Okay, let's keep going. Right here, a basket full of fruit, and very importantly, a garbage disposal, which is huge for the thru hiker. Yes, trail magic.
at its best. So after a challenging day, we did actually make it to the Low Gap shelter. Camp for the night. Oh yeah. Nice, quiet, peaceful, a little bit muddy. Not the green grass I would like, but you know what? It's home for tonight and it's going to be just fine. And get this, everybody. Jasper's an idiot. I really am. For the last 2.5, 3 days, I have had no cell service. As you know, I have mentioned it to you. I got to the shelter tonight. A young gentleman helped me out. He said, oh, that's a simple fix. You're on airplane mode. That was it. 3 days without a phone, without a weather report, all because I was on airplane mode. I won't do that again. Hey, I'm gonna... It's been a hard day because it was a late start because of the rain, and then I had to push hard to get here. But you know what? I'm glad I'm here now. I'm going to enjoy my dinner because there's water here. Even though on the gut hugs or far out app, the water's shown 0.3 miles away, which would be over half a mile round trip to get water. No, there's water right here at Low Gap Shelter, right by the shelter. Perfect. Hey, I will talk to you in a little while. I will give you a good night, but for now, I'm going to get my dinner. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Good morning, everybody. Jasper here. Welcome. I said welcome to day 5 on the Appalachian Trail. Sunshine, beautiful mountain views. Oh, so nice. So nice to feel the sunshine after all the rain and the fog, the hail, the wet snow. Chilly night last night. I don't know what temperature it got down to, but when I left camp this morning, it was 30 degrees Fahrenheit, or I guess -1 degree Celsius. The only thing I'm having a problem with as far as keeping warm, up to now anyhow, is my fingers. I bought gloves that are a waterproof glove, plus I have a waterproof shell, and then I have fingerless like hiking gloves, and I also have like a sleeping kind of fur kind of mitt. But anyhow, I got the waterproof gloves, and when they arrived, they were just a little bit too small, and I bought the extra large, but the extra large were medium to large at best. And I know from experience, if a glove's too small, it doesn't keep you warm properly. And secondly, if your hands are damp or cold, or at any time, very hard to take on and off. And that's exactly how I'm experiencing these particular gloves. I do believe they're waterproof because they have a plastic shell in one of the 4 layers of material that comprise, if you will, of the actual glove manufacturing. But I don't know. The weatherman, oh, I love him, says the next few days, anyhow, looks like maybe 5 days, are going to be sunshine, going to be really some nice temperatures. I'm talking t-shirt and shorts. On a night getting cool, of course. But hey, it's still, well, today's the 28th of February, so tomorrow's going to be the 1st of March, the spring month. Golly, we'll take that. So yeah, last night, Low Gap shelter. I stayed in my tent again. I'm not really a shelter person, although I might give one a try at some point, but I don't know. I'd have to warm up a little bit. I like my shelter, my tent. There was water there, there was privy there. Used all the facilities, and they were in excellent condition with a great bunch of through hikers just kind of there doing their thing. So yeah, the night was good. Breakfast this morning comprised of 2 packages of instant oatmeal with half a package of freeze-dried apple slices and a Mars bar and a coffee. So that was my breakfast this morning. So yeah, this is our kind of wake-up call for the day. Hopefully we can do a little bit more filming, although the next issue, because I didn't really get much power at all, as I've mentioned in Neil's Gap, is going to be electricity. I
I think the next opportunity for electricity is in Hiawassee at the hostel, which I'm hoping to stay at. I think it's called Around the Bend. I think that's the one. But anyhow, that's still a little bit of ways yet. Today, there is another shelter. There's a couple of shelters. One at a little over 6 miles. That's just not far enough. One at 15 miles. That might be too far today. I'd love to set up camp in the sunshine today and just enjoy a bit of that. But I noticed on the Gut Hooks, a far out app, well, getting caught in the trees there. There's a tenting area at about 12 miles in today. And I'm thinking, depending of course on terrain, because the first mile this morning has been actually quite pleasant, easy going, relatively flat and not too bad. So depending on terrain, it'll be rather, hopefully, the tenting area at the 12-mile point, or if the terrain's really good and we make great time, which I'm doubting, the Tray Mountain Shelter. Either way, we'll see. We know we're going to camp somewhere tonight, that's for sure. Okay. Quite muddy in spots from all the rain, but the sun is really drying things up quite quickly, I've noticed. Let's just take a little look at this trail this morning. Oh look, there's me working my way down the Appalachian Trail. I believe about a half a mile or so down the trail, maybe a little less. I believe there's a water source according to my Gut Hooks guide app, and I think there I am going to filter a little bit of water and make myself coffee and have some lunch. I shall probably go with a Spam pouch and some of my cheesy crackers and probably a bar of some kind, or maybe the orange. Maybe I'll eat the orange. So I'll have the Spam, the cheesy crackers, and my orange. The orange has got to weigh almost a pound, so that would take quite a bit of weight out of my pack, and I think I'd enjoy that. So I think that's what we're going to do. Trail got a little more challenging, quite rocky for about a mile, and slippy rocks. But right this minute, it's rooty, but just fine. So we're doing okay, and it's an opportunity for me just to put the poles aside and chat with you guys for a minute, just because the terrain allows me to do so. Whew. Yeah, so day 5 goes well. The whole trail, I think, goes well. Learning experience. I know I was kind of, I knew the trail was a challenging trail for sure, but until you actually get out here, you really don't know what lies ahead of you. And I know now, because I know it just gets more challenging as we go, but it's been challenging up to now. Okay, anyhow, a little bit of an update, and we're going to talk to you guys a little bit further down the trail.